The Night He Came Home continues as we talk about the Halloween 2 Ultimate Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis 2-pack from NECA Toys. What is up, everybody? I am Mason from the Mockbuster YouTube channel. Sorry about the lights. It'll disappear whenever I look at the actual figures. But today is Halloween, and what better way to celebrate Halloween than actually talk about the Halloween franchise, or specifically talk about one of my second passions, because I love Blu-rays, but I also love NECA figures, and NECA Toys are absolutely fantastic, and for the price. Recently, they've been getting an upsurge in price because I'm guessing the whole post-pandemic prices is usually for everything, inflation, all that stuff. But this has been one of my holy grails for the last, oh gosh, maybe 10, 12 years, ever since NECA was doing those really high quality horror figures. I always wanted to get a Michael Myers, a Sam Loomis, and a Laurie Strode. We got Laurie Strode, but from, you know, Halloween 2018. I'm still holding out for maybe a Halloween 1 or a Halloween 2 Laurie Strode with, you know, like with a plastic covering, because although I do like the soft goods, you know, those NECA retro figures with the, you know, overscaled portions, they don't really match well with my entire collection of those, you know, normal 7-inch plastic figures that usually get more detail. So today we're gonna be talking about Halloween 2 Ultimate Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis. I've really been holding out, you know, because the Halloween 2 figure of Michael Myers has been out for quite a while, maybe I think for 4 or 5 years or so, or whatever. But I've always been holding out because I really want to get a Halloween 1. You know, like for literally from the film Halloween 1, I was hoping to get this era of Michael Myers. I know Trick or Treat Studios did their own thing, but that's like a 10-inch soft goods one with like a fabric overalls. But I really want that NECA treatment because it will come with so many more accessories, because the Trick or Treat Studios Michael Myers barely comes with any accessory. I think it literally just comes with a knife and that's it, maybe a tombstone. But yeah, so let's get into the box itself, because half of the presentation is the box. If you're keeping it in the boxes, I know a lot of people do that. They like to display the box, and I do like the box. You know, it has the very iconic scene of when Michael gets his eyes shot out by Laurie Strode, holding the scalpel with the knife. My only problem is, you know, I would have preferred maybe an image with Michael Myers and Sam Loomis, but it is just Halloween 2 with Laurie Strode in the bottom, but it makes no sense because Laurie Strode isn't featured in this box set, so I don't know why. The nightmare isn't over. 40 years sticker, I like that sticker with the pumpkin as the O. You have a screenshot of Haddonfield Memorial Hospital. You have the cars in the background, Michael, and then the moon in the background, so that's really cool. Taking a look at the side, it's the exact kind of same thing with Halloween 2 logo. Nightmare isn't over, NECA Toys, real toys, and then same on each of the different sides and the top. But on the back, you have some product photos of what basically you should expect to see when it comes to this box set and what all it includes. So yeah, let's take a deeper look. Let's open it up and see what this comes with. And before I get to mention, another part of the box is the actual insert with different images of the actual figures. This one is a less interesting because if you see other NECAs from different collections, usually they pose them up and have like a cool image behind it. This is just showing you, I guess, the different sculpts or whatever, and then, you know, having a photo of that. So less less original, but it's okay. And I also want to mention that I paid $160 for this, so that is $140 for this after tax. It's like $125 before tax, or 140 before tax. It was very expensive, you know. It was I think $60 a figure if you break it down, which is a lot more than how it used to be, which was like what, 35 or something. But being that I've always wanted this figure for so long, I just had to pull the trigger. I got this at my local Toys R Us, and you know, I'm just so excited to open this up. Okay, and in NECA fashion, it does come with a backing piece for the figure, so you can basically display this. And what's cool is this is actually like cardboard instead of just a generic paper, so you can actually have this stable setup, you know, set up your figures and do some figure photography. So let's get into the actual meat and potatoes itself. Okay, it's been like 5 minutes. I'm trying to get this thing out, but wow, the packaging is, everything is super tight in the packaging and it's a pain in the ass to get out. So yeah, update on that. Okay, so first off, let's talk about the accessories that it comes with. Starting off with a very lovely title card pumpkin. The pumpkin basically in the first title card where it turns into a skull, or it is a skull when it zooms in. Very nicely sculpted. I do like the hints of the black in it. It really helps the details pop. I really like this accessory. You know, will this be posed with the actual figures itself? Maybe, maybe not. But it's just a nice little added accessory that really adds to that aspect of it. The nice orange, it really looks like an actual pumpkin with those, again, with those darker black details. But again, this isn't just a, what's it called? A solid orange piece. You can see the actual grays, or not the grays, but the beiges of the actual stem with a coat of black paint. So there's a lot of really added detail that I really appreciate when it comes, you know, NECA does a really good job with details, especially nowadays. So whenever I see a price like 150 bucks for 2 figures, it does help a bitter pill to swallow because of how much effort they put into the actual details of it. So this looks really nice. I love the skull. I love how it's molded into it. It looks really natural. There's a natural gradient from the orange to the kind of yellowish color that separates the kind of, well, I guess because the inside of a pumpkin, it has this kind of yellowish pulp to it. So I guess that helps it, and it looks really nice. The teeth look really nice. Again, the details are fantastic. Enough about the pumpkin. Let's get into the first figure, which is the Sam Loomis. You know, NECAs are known for their multitude of accessories. When it comes to Sam Loomis, he doesn't really come with much. He comes with his very famous revolver that he uses. I shot him 6 times, 6 times. So here's the revolver that it comes with. And it also comes with another revolver. Did he have 2? I have no idea. I haven't really seen this Halloween 2 in quite a while, but I saw it last year. But it comes with 2 revolvers, so you can have them you can have them akimbo 6-shooter. You can get a 12 shooter out of Sam Loomis here, and it also comes with the very iconic scene with him with the lighter. So it comes with the lighter. Again, also really impressed with the details in this. You can see the veins in his hands. Not as much shading as I'd hope. It's kind of like a really stagnant kind of beige Caucasian skin color, but it's okay. They make up for it within the flame. If you can see, the flame starts off with kind of like a opaque yellow, whitish, then, you know, boils down to actual yellow, kind of reddish hue to it. It pops more in the in real life, so I'll probably have to do a little bit color editing to show you guys what it really looks like, but it looks really nice. Again, you can see the lines and ridges in his palm, like how you can see in my palm. So that is really cool. Again, a lot of detail. You can see the nail beds on his fingers. So it obviously doesn't have the little tiniest of paint details, because I feel like it result in a bit of blotchiness, but it works. It looks good. You're not gonna be staring at his nails. So yeah, so Sam Loomis's accessories: 2 revolvers and a separate hand. So let's get into Sam Loomis himself. And oh boy, this looks fantastic. Starting off, he comes with 2 looks: a jacket look and what's it called, the overcoat look and the undercoat look. He does come, his hands are already within the dual akimbo style, but here is the Sam Loomis. Wow, does this look really nice. I mean, the head sculpt looks exactly like Donald Pleasant's. Looks fantastic. Again, it looks a little little bit like the Halloween Kills Sam Loomis, but it works. The blue eyes just pop. I never realized that Donald Pleasant's had these very nice blue eyes, but it really pops in this figure. You can see the wrinkles, different shading in his skin tone to really accentuate that he is a person. Again, the veins in his forehead and his head look really nice. You can see the crow's feet, the different levels of shading within his beard, so that looks really nice. Again, there is a bit of blotchiness in the eyes, but for it being literally like the size of my thumb, those minute details are still there, with a little bit of misstep, but it's okay. I can let that slide because it is such a small, minute thing. Again, but yeah, the I don't know what they do. I think they maybe 3D print models and sculpt it deeper. I'm not too sure about the process of it, but again, the beard looks fantastic. You can see the levels. There is some black. It is a lot of gray and white, so that is nice. The hair is basically the same thing. Majority black, but strokes of a gray, a little bit of brownish in there. So that really adds to the detail. Getting into the coat a bit, the coat is nice. Again, you can see the stitch work. So that is really nice. It really does look like an actual coat. Again, there is a little bit of paint mishaps, but for how small and minute that button is, especially, you know, filming this on a 4K camera, zoomed in all the way, you're bound to see some mishaps, some human error, but that's fine, you know. The overall figure looks pretty good. There is folds, wrinkles within the jacket, so really nice. You can really see the detail of the actual jacket. You can tell that it has this little kind of crisscross kind of pattern to it, but the details are always there. Like you see the line over here with the little cuff link, or that little kind of sleeve tightener with the button with a different, that's painted different with a different color. You can see his shirt peeking through there. Hands again always look fantastic. Pockets are visible even without those little lines in them. So, you know, there's a lot of really minute details that will make any fan of action figures really cool. It'll make, you know, figure photography really stand out because of those details. And then when you open it up, you know, you can see his undercoat. I didn't know what these dots were. I thought those were paint mishaps, but apparently all of them have it. So I'm guessing that's maybe from Distressed. One of my biggest gripes is that the legs look a bit wonky. Legs do look a bit wonky. It kind of looks like he got his leg snapped. But you know, with the overcoat, you don't really notice it. But just for those who are going to do it in the next styling that I will show you, it may look apparent. So let's get into this, because what you can do is you can snap the arms off and remove the jacket and put on these other jacket arms. So let's do that right now. So yeah, the arms come off, and then you can just remove the jacket like this, and then put on these new arms to give it the suit look. So more earlier in the film. And when I'm doing this, everything feels natural. Like when I'm talking about like removing pegs and all that stuff, you know, sometimes I'm used to collecting the older figures where it's just super tight, super packed, and where you feel like you're gonna snap off these little pegs. But for these newer figures, they feel very smooth to remove. So that is a very nice thing. And basically this is what the normal suit look kind of looks like. I have to play around with, you know, the articulation a bit to make him look less awkward, but you know, things fit in his hand nicely. Let's try that out actually. I'm guessing Donald Pleasance is left-handed, probably not actually, but they give you the option for the left-handed, you know, to hold the gun left-handed. So I guess I can just put the gun in his hand like this or so. Actually, let me do it from that way. You gotta little kind of open his grip a bit, which is fine. You can do that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm having a bit of difficulty getting the accessory in his hand the way I want to. Having the finger in the like to shoot, it is a bit difficult, but it's okay. I mean, it basically works for what it is. But yeah, here's the suit look. There's like basically someone took paint and went pa pa pa. So you can see these bits of paint all throughout the jacket, throughout the back, throughout the pants. But the detail is really good. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I don't know why his head is leaning a bit too much to the side, but I think I can fix it with little, yeah. But yeah, the detail again, fantastic. A lot of really minute things that make this stand out a lot more. You know, pockets, ridges, lines, wrinkles. You can see all of that stuff. It is very nice. You know, and it doesn't just stop at the jacket. You know, the sleeves, the pants look really nice. Again, the leg is a bit wonky. I'm gonna research a bit more. Maybe Donald Pleasance himself has an actual leg like this. Who knows? But I've been noticing a lot of a couple of my NECAs have this kind of weird leg thing. So yeah, but even down to the shoes or the boots, you can see the black laces. It feels or it looks like leather the way it shines the light off. It has this reflective, shiny material to it. And the bottom you know, the little details really help NECA's stand out. So that was Sam Loomis. He stands fine with a little coercion. He does stand fine. You have to pose the legs a bit differently. He is a bit, you know, leaning a bit too much on his heels, so it makes him want to tip backwards. But you can make him stand without a stand. I do have custom stands, so I will see how that works out. But that was the Sam Loomis. Fantastic. You can use this as a Halloween 1 figure. Halloween 2, basically the same thing. It doesn't really have much. It really is supposed to take place like an hour after the events of the first one. So yeah, but now let's get into the main event. Let's talk about the newly redone Halloween 2 Michael Myers, because as I said, they did redo this figure. This did come separately as its own, so let's take a look at that. I also want to mention that this isn't the first time NECA has made a Sam Loomis. They made it in the Night He Came Home 2-pack from Halloween 1, which came with like a whole backdrop with leaves and all this kind of stuff, but that is extremely rare to come by. It didn't have as much articulation. So let's get into the articulation of Dr. Sam Loomis. It is a peg joint on the head sculpt, so you can just do 360, go up and down. You can do the Michael Myers tilt if you want to. Going down to the shoulders, these are all basically peg joints. So a peg is in there, so a peg ball joint, I would say. Not a ball joint, but a peg joint. So you can get some range of motion, but he's not going to be able to do that. But it's just protruding. That armpit joint is protruding out, so you wouldn't want to, you know, have him, you know, with his arms out like that. But he can do the spinneroonie, but he can spin around like that. It's basically obviously same with the other arm. Going down to the elbows, no double jointed elbow, but that's fine. He's not really going to do that many action poses besides, I guess, pointing a gun. And then so you can swivel, and you can, you know, curl his elbows. As you go down to the wrists, it does swivel, rotate, and then it can go in and out. Okay, going down, I don't see any signs of an ab crunch, but there is a hip joint connecting the lower body, or the stomach to the waist, so you can rotate it and I guess go up and down. Going down further, you can do the splits. These are all basically peg joints. Going down, so you can do the splits. You can go up not much, and going back, you can go more. They don't have, I guess NECA's fixed their diaper situation because you can't really see it that much here. Even going, removing the jacket a little bit, you can see that. It is a bit crunchy, I guess you could say, because it is a brand new figure. This only came out a few months ago. And then going down to the knees, it is a peg joint as well, or a ball joint. No, yeah, a peg joint. So yeah, it's a peg joint here. So you can go curl, and then you can rotate it. Going down to the foot, very minimal articulation when it comes to going on his tippy toes, but you can rotate it all the way around. This is a ball joint, but yeah, so that was the Sam Loomis. Let's get into the Michael Myers. All right, so now we're getting into Michael Myers, but before we get into the main event, let's talk about what he comes with. Starting off with no machete, no nothing. You do get all of the hospital weapons though. Starting off with this hammer, very nice hammer. You know, there's different colors within the gray, silverish. It has that kind of shiny, not reflective material, but that material that makes it signify that it is metal. You have that, you know, the grayish, silverish, black hues to it, so that's very nice. Again, the detail is just immaculate when it comes to these very small accessories. Now, there is a bit of paint and bleed from when the shaft connects to the head, but for the most part, it looks fantastic. You see the little details, because this is a very small accessory. Like literally the first digit of my middle finger is how big this is, and the way they're able to get things like wood grain in here is just absolutely mind-boggling. Again, it's not as convincing as other hammers that I've gotten from NECA figures, but this is supposed to be more of that brand new, clean-looking hammer that you find in those medical boxes. But yeah, so boom, not medical boxes, but those like first aid, fire safety kind of whatever. But yeah, so that was the first weapon. Second weapon is the biggest one, and that is this this carving knife. This is from when he, when he comes back to life in that morgue, not morgue room, but that kind of, yeah, I guess morgue autopsy room. He picks up that that thing that they cut, I guess, down the chest cavity to open up the body. He uses this on the guy who's watching those jazzercising, those like 1980s, very 80s exercise tapes with half-naked women just shaking around. So he uses that knife to kill that guy, and again, you can see the serrated blade on it. It looks really nice. Silver again looks really good. It really portrays that there's a silver with that little kind of like, not dots, but like that kind of the speckle of a kind of shiny material. There is no wood grain on the handle. There is a bit of detail on that, but for the most part, it just looks like a plastic mold. But it does have the grips on it, so that is nice. Not as good as cool as the hammer, but it works for what it is. And I mean, this will basically be covered with the hand. So the main important thing is that they got the significance of the serrated blade, and it shows. And then the other items is this very extremely tiny syringe. I can barely even show it without, but it is a syringe, and it looks really nice. You have the indicator marks here. It does feel like there's actual, not feel, but it looks like there's actual kind of like a cloudy aspect to it, so it doesn't look like it's just one form of plastic, as you can see. And then here is the syringe needle. It is quite sharp, but again, be very careful because it is very malleable, so you don't want to snap this off. And be careful where you keep these accessories, because they're extremely tiny. So now is the main weapon of choice, and that is the scalpel. Very nice, very cool. You get the little details, like little indents and all that stuff, even on that blade. Look how small the blade is, and there's so much detail. Again, the paintwork is fantastic on these. The NECA really mastered the art of metal objects, I guess, or just weapons in general, because the detail is fantastic. You even get those little line ridges for grip, and it works, and it's very nice. And those are the accessories. He does come with a few pair of hands. He comes with different hands to grip things, so I guess a hand to grip bigger blades, and then very tiny hands to hold like the syringe or the scalpel. So you do get those as well. And then you also have a grabby hand, so that is very nice, very grabby hand. And then let's take a look at this additional head. Loomis doesn't come with two heads; he only comes with the one head he is attached to. But Michael Myers comes with another head, and then that is the head from when his eyes gets shot out from Laurie Strode. And let's take a look at that. That looks really nice. I really like this head sculpt. The paint is absolutely clean. Everything is fresh wounds, so even when he gets stabbed on the side, there is no indenting or anything like that. So they literally just looks like they just painted a little red mark over it, which is a bit disappointing. But as a person who works at Spirit Halloween, this mask looks exactly how we have it. Like, it even shows you the difference between there's the mask and there's the head. So maybe there's a head sculpt underneath there. Who knows? But yeah, here is the distressed head from Michael Myers. You have the blood painting. You can even see a bit into the mask to where the eyes got shot out. Now, I know this is uncanon, but in most timelines it's uncanon. But it just looks extremely cool. The mask looks more like the Halloween 1 mask than the Halloween 2 mask. I like how they did have that kind of bloated, cigarette-stained feel to it, because that's really what happened after the filming of Halloween 1. No one was really expecting this huge, big, expanding box office, so they basically just gave this to whoever wanted it. And the lady was in her pot, literally shoved it in the bottom of her bed while smoking like hundreds of cigarettes. So it got cigarette stained. It was on her bed. The way people were treating the mask in the first movie was just like crumpling it up, putting it in their pocket in between takes. So it doesn't really portray that much, but you do get a lot of really cool paint detail. It's not just a solid color of like white or like powder white. You do get the distressing of blacks, You get a bit of that latex color that really stands out. This does feel like actual, or this does look like actual latex, which works because it is an actual plastic molding of the Michael Myers costume. Hair looks great, looks fantastic. You know, you get different shades of different colors, so that's really cool. You get the little seam line for when you wear the mask. It looks really cool. The details, I can go on for days. But yeah, so that's basically what the separate head looks like. Let's finally get into Michael Myers himself. Let's see if this re-release was worth the hype. And taking a look at it, here is Michael Myers in all of his glory. Again, does look a bit more like Halloween 1 Michael, which I'm completely fine with. It does look a bit bloated in the face. Been eating a bit too much carbohydrates, Michael. But, you know, the mask looks fantastic. Again, you're still going to get that kind of silverish type, powdered white, plastic, latex, all those different kind of paint nuances, you know, as we do a little 360. The hair looks pretty good again, same kind of paint sculpt, what they did with the hair. And he does have that neck scar. He does have the 6 shots. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the shoulder, and a couple of them were exit wounds. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them were exit wounds, so that is really cool. I don't know why there's 2 of them here when there's only 1 here. I don't know. I'm not a ballistics expert, but the jumpsuit looks more greenish. In my opinion, when I'm looking at it right now with direct light, it does look more greenish, kind of like seaweed type, algae type color, but that's okay. The wounds do look pretty gruesome. It is a bit clean though, in my opinion. Maybe, I guess, I was expecting a bit more, what's it called? Maybe more blood stain on it. But what's cool is that it does have a bit of kind of those dirt marks from when he fell down from the balcony. You kind of see a bit of dirt on his in between the wrinkles here. But yeah, the on the jumpsuit looks fantastic. You know, there is so much detail behind it to really help it stand out, to make it actually look like an actual jumpsuit. You know, the crumpling up of the fabrics. You know, the wrinkles, the layers, pockets, all that stuff really pop out. And it all goes all the way to his boots, or shoes, I would say. I don't know if he wears boots or shoes, but again, you can see the riveting of his shoes, the way it's structured together, and those little silver lace rivets, I guess, or the lace loops that really make it stand out to feel like the actual, you know, boots. And then if you go to the neck, you can see his actual skin popping through. So that the detail on it, again, same with the hands. Not much shading within the hands. It does feel like just a piece of molded plastic, but you do get quite a bit of detail when it comes to veins, ridges, lines, beds of nails, and palms and stuff like that. You could read Michael's palms if you're a palm reader, because you get those palm lines. And then when it comes to the articulation, this does have more of an articulation when it comes to that, because I guess you're going to be doing more action poses with Michael. You can do the infamous head tilt, so that is cool. His head does do 360, and because again this head is attached to a peg, you can get a lot of good detail, you know, looking up, looking down, because it is removable. Going down to the shoulders, like Loomis, it is a peg joint, so you can go in and out, you know, spin it all around. But what's cool is that Michael does have double jointed elbows, so you can get a lot of really good range of motion when it comes to the elbows, because usually if it was just a single jointed elbow, it just go up here, but because there's another joint right on the forearm, it can go all the way back. And obviously you're not going to do that because it looks fucking corked out, but you know, each individual joint is what's it called, swivelable, rotatable, I guess you could say. So the bicep cut can swivel from there, but you can also swivel at the forearm cut, which is very nice. Then going down to the hand, you can rotate it, as well as go, you can do that. And then going down, it doesn't feel like there may be a little tiny bit of an ab articulation, but because it is a one-piece jumpsuit, all articulation when it comes to the ab crunch and rotation is extremely limited and cut down. Like you can barely even do anything. But going down past the waist, you can get a lot more range of motion. You can do a super kick with Michael Myers, which is very funny. Going down more, this is less articulation when it comes to the knee. And there's no double knee joints, but again, you're not really expecting when it comes to that. Usually he's just standing, but it's a lot better than what it was before. Because I remember I used to not, when NECA's first really came out, like early mid 2000s, it was like a stanchioned, very static, no posability whatsoever. But here it's I'm thankful that NECA stepped up their game and they start adding a lot more posability to it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that you can see his eyes through the mask. That's really cool. Anyways, going down to the boots, like Loomis, it is a kind of like a ball peg, so you're not really gonna get much range of motion. You can do a little spinneroonie right there, and you can go up and down a lot more than Loomis, and you can go side to side. So that was the figure in itself. It also does come with one more accessory, and it's kind of the main event. I actually don't know how to apply these on, but the back piece of plastic, which comes with all the accessories, also comes with flames, because if you don't know, in the end of Halloween 2, spoiler, the way Loomis kills Michael is by turning on the gas and then using his lighter to ignite a flame or to instigate an explosion, and then the final end, he walks out in a blaze of flames, and he collapses to the floor, and the last shot is of his body, lifeless body, being burnt alive. It comes with about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of flames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of flames. I'm guessing this is the big back piece. So I'm guessing it just clips on like this, maybe? I have no idea. This will be a bit more difficult. I'm guessing I have to take off the head sculpt. So let's try that. I have to take off the head piece. Taking off the head piece, it's just a green thing. And then I'm guessing it goes like that. I'm guessing? I have no freaking idea. I'm not an expert on this, so I can be completely, wrong on this. Maybe it goes in the front. I have no idea. Yeah, I think, oh yeah. It goes in the front like this. So when you put on the mask, he is fully ablaze. I'm guessing this top piece is the little face flame. Face flame, maybe? Okay, maybe. Because this reminds me of the Freddy vs. Jason figure. So if you have the Freddy vs. Jason figure, I guess, he does come with an attachable flame accessory that you can attach to his machete, which is a lot easier than this. I'm guessing this also, it attaches somehow to the arms, basically, and it'll have a whole effect to it. I'm a bit of an amateur when it comes to applying these things, but you basically get the gist of what the flames will look like on his body. It looks pretty cool. It's for that last moment. I don't think anyone who's spending that much money will have Michael Myers just covered in flames, but it's cool that they have it. It's cool for figure photography, but when you're displaying it normally, I doubt I'll ever display it with full flames on, because it just takes away all of the detail from the actual figure. And if I want to do that, I'll just have like a custom figure, something like that will use better. But it's nice that they add it, again, for photography and stuff like that, for Instagram posts. It'll be cool to pose it with that. Okay, a new revelation. As I was taking out the pegs, paint is just chipping off away right here. So be careful. Be careful with that. Be careful with the paint. Don't keep putting on and putting off the arms, because sometimes it will peel off. So be careful with that. All right, so if I had to give everything a review, I'd give this a 9 out of 10. This was fantastic. Again, bit of paint mishaps. I wish maybe there was some other, when it comes to a 2-pack, I guess, so they can't give you everything. but they were able to give you basically what you wanted within this figure. Was this worth the wait for a Loomis figure? Yes. The details are fantastic. The new paint sculpts are fantastic. I can't really compare this Halloween 2 figure with the previous Halloween 2 figure, but from what I've seen from this Michael Myers, this is one of the best Michael Myers figures out there. This definitely does satiate my want for a Halloween 1 figure. This will basically be the best that we get. So hopefully one day NECA will give us a young Laurie Strode. 9 out of 10. Decent accessories. A few unnecessary accessories that are cool, but they take up too much space and it wouldn't be worth it, like the flames and stuff like that. Paint does chip off very easily, but besides that, fantastic figure when it comes to head sculpt. Really cool accessories, a cool backdrop. I'm excited to take some photos with this. And yeah, so those are my opinions on the new NECA 2-pack, the Halloween 2 Ultimate Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis. Let me know down below what do you think about this action figure down below, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Please have yourself a good day, night, evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this. If you want to see my review for the Ultimate Michael Myers from Halloween 2018, click the card in the corner of the right hand screen, and I will see you guys later. Peace out and happy Halloween, guys. Please have a safe and enjoyable Halloween. Peace out, guys. See ya.